Hi, this is Thor. Welcome to CC Motorcycles. So the history behind CC Motorcycles was basically one of those things where you just tell somebody that you're going to do something and then you feel bad for not doing it, so you do it. It was kind of a harebrained idea. Like, we basically built some custom motorcycles and thought that was fun. I grew up in the snowboard, skateboard industry and kind of didn't really fit in the typical motorcycle scene. So we wanted to build a shop that we wanted to hang out at and be part of. And so it started basically with these two bikes and then in partnership with the One Motorcycle Show. So we basically built these bikes and they traveled around with IMS, and we just didn't really, nothing came back from it aside from just people being curious as to what the whole logo was. The CC, didn't even really have an established thing about it yet, or name or anything. And this was 10 years ago. So when the bikes came back from being on the show, we're like, let's put on our own show that has our own vibe and is catering to like more of our style bikes, which who knows what those were at the time. They're just kind of like weird cafe, dirt bike, hodgepodge mixed things. So after the first One Motorcycle Show, we opened a small retail store in the same building, kind of in this industrial area, like a tiny little footprint of a retail store. And the only brands we carried were Biltwell, some scooter brand, I don't know why we carried them, and Western Power Sports. Yeah, that was it pretty much. So Biltwell was essentially how we started CC. My current business partner, George, was curious about the whole thing and decided to come on board as a partner. And he came from the restaurant world, and so we opened basically CC Motorcycles and Coffee. And the whole idea behind it was basically that in the Northwest you get seasonal riding. It doesn't mean there's any shortage of riders, it's just you can only kind of ride for half the year. So we wanted to create like an environment that brought in new people, even non-riders, and then also had like the motorcycle side of things. So where you guys are now or visited, there's the big coffee shop, and we host art shows and things like that, and that's the bread and butter of the business. And then there's the retail side, which kind of spikes and dives depending on the season. If you're in CC, there's a retail, there's the coffee side, and then the whole back end, there's a welding shop and a race prep shop, and that's the passion side of it. That's like, we waste a bunch of money building piece of shit bikes and try to race them and break them. And hopefully in that process get a little better each time. You could say from start to finish, you get the guy that comes in to get a cup of coffee to the guy getting his first bike to getting on a race bike, and we can kind of complete that circle and help people along with that process. A lot of people ask me what CC Motorcycles is about, and it's that. Just having fun. I don't know. That's why everybody gets into motorcycles. Just have fun with it. Don't be mad.